It may have gone unnoticed, but Normani recently released her latest single, Fair. Her first single without a feature since her debut solo single, Motivation, and also her first single without a major cosign. There's no Cardi B, there's no Sam Smith, and there's no Ariana Grande co-write. It is just Normani, which is long overdue. And I'm going to cut to the chase and say, it's not a bad song, it's not good, it warrants absolutely no strong reaction. The song is boring. It is boring as hell. It's slow, moody R&B that lacks any bite, and the auto-tuned and overprocessed ooze in the chorus certainly doesn't allow for the emotional vulnerability she was going for. It became her first solo single to not crack the Billboard Hot 100, and honestly, all things considered, its failure to make an impact on the charts doesn't really surprise me at all. In fact, I would say it's expected. It's the first time since her debut that she didn't depend on a feature artist, and she's dragged out her rollouts for so long that anticipation and initial steam has basically dried up to some degree. Now, it's not to say that Normani won't be successful. I think she has plenty of potential, but due to her own discomfort and messy rollouts, I wouldn't be surprised if she becomes more of a niche artist. I think Fair being a single was a mistake. It sounds like album filler. Mind you, she has released a slow song before with Sam Smith called Dancing with a Stranger, which was effective and a hit. It has the right amount of chemistry, but I think as she strives to establish herself as a solo artist, that dance-driven song should have been her primary focus. Normani is a visual artist. Her most obvious talent is dancing. And if you look the way of people like Sierra who exist within a similar vein, the ballads didn't start to come out until she had established herself with her dance-driven songs. And even when speaking of more iconic people like Beyonce and Rihanna, the same can be applied. They kind of established the type of music they were about, then later came the ballads. Normani, on the other hand, has yet to really settle into a lane, and she's clearly still finding herself. But ultimately, I believe another uptempo track would have fared better, especially since it's about to be summertime. It also just doesn't make it any better that the ballad was a forgettable one, but I presume this is a bit of trial and error process on her end. She came out with a very stylistically big pop song and video, expressed a bit of disdain for it after time had passed, and reintroduced herself with a more laid-back sensual R&B direction. Then with Fair, she completely deviated into stripped-back, nondescript, moody, heartbroken R&B, which would be a bit more of a natural progression if the rollout wasn't scattered, and more so if the song was simply a strong song. It's also still not yet clear which career path she wants to take. Does she want to be in the realm of SZA and Summer Walker when it comes to stylistic choices, or Rihanna and Beyonce, who kind of switch in and out of both worlds of being a pop star with big pop hits, but still having their foots in the R&B world and having hits in both spaces simultaneously? Her dancing and elaborate videos would certainly suggest the latter, but her musical choices at times suggest otherwise. Still, Fair is the most blatant miss she's ever released thus far. It's fair to assume Normani is just still figuring it out.